Hello, and welcome to Music Library 101, the ProQuest edition. My name is Sylvia Yang, and I'm a music librarian. This video is going to teach you the ins and outs of using ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global. But first, let's talk about proxy servers. As you know at this point, if you're off campus, you're going to want to use a proxy server, which acts as an intermediary server between service providers and users. You're going to use your network password or your Moodle password and username in order to access ProQuest. All right, so now we're at ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global. I just want to make sure you understand that this is the advanced search page, which is what our proxy immediately goes to. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with some basic keywords. Searching ProQuest is just like searching any other database, so you want to use keywords and subjects to receive results. And I'm starting off with something super duper basic, so I'm using Mozart. All right, so we are searching for Mozart on ProQuest. As you know, he was pretty popular, so you're going to see a lot of different results, but let's make our lives a little easier and select full text. This means that we will only be receiving items that you can read the entirety of the text for. This will modify our results and make it a little easier. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this second article. Let's say I perused through all of these and the second article was the most interesting to me. So first I want to share with you that the easiest way to decide if a dissertation is useful for you is to check out the abstract, right? So the abstract is a summary of the dissertation written by the author and is usually really useful for you. We talked about abstracts when we were talking about Rome, so you know that an abstract is just a summary. Then what I think you should do is look at the full text or the PDF of the full dissertation. And what I recommend you do, rather than trying to read an entire dissertation, which, as I said before, is usually hundreds of pages long, is to actually scroll down and check out the table of contents and figure out if any of the specific content will be useful for you in your research project. The next best thing to do when looking at a dissertation is to check out the bibliography. You're going to have to scroll all the way down to the end of the dissertation in order to find that bibliography, but it can be very useful for you. When you're down at the bibliography, this is where you'll find different sources. You'll be able to look at what this author used, what was helpful to them, and some of these materials might be useful to you as well. So for instance, you might also find that the Cambridge Companion to Mozart is useful for you. If you're having a difficult time identifying the information for a citation, you can click on the Cite button, but be super careful with generated citations. There are usually mistakes, especially when working with music materials. You can see in this example that the automatically generated citation includes all sorts of information that you don't need. Check any citation with the examples provided on the Music Citation Guide to ensure proper formatting. Now you're ready to explore ProQuest Dissertations and Theses all by yourself. I hope you find a great dissertation for your project. Thanks for watching.